Okay. Hi, all my LGBT friends and others. Sorry about that. It went a little bit longer because I keep interrupting myself here. Okay, so Exodus 10, chapter 20. But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart so that he would not let the children of Israel go. And the Lord said to Moses, "Stretch out thy hand toward heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, even darkness which may be felt." And Moses stretched forth his hand toward heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days. Can you imagine such dark? Okay, I'm going to stop talking. And there, they saw not one another, neither rose any from his place for 3 days, but all the children of Israel had light in their dwellings. And Pharaoh called unto Moses and said, "Go ye, serve the Lord, only let your flocks and your herds be stayed. Let your little ones also go with you." And Moses said, "Thou must give us also sacrifices, burnt offerings, that they may sacrifice unto the Lord our God. Our cattle also shall go with us, and they shall not be a hoof be left behind. For therefore must we take to serve the Lord our God, and we know not with what we must serve the Lord until we come hither." But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he would not let them go. And Pharaoh said unto him, "Get thee from me, take heed to thyself, see my face no more. For in that day thou seest my face, thou shalt die." And Moses said, "Thou hast spoken well. I will see thy face again no more." Chapter 11. God's message to the Israelites to borrow jewels from their neighbors. The death of the firstborn threatened. And the Lord said unto Moses, "Yet will I bring one plague more upon Pharaoh and upon Egypt. Afterwards he will let you go hence. Then he shall let you go. He shall surely thrust you out hence altogether. Speak now in the ears of the people, and let every man borrow from his neighbor, and every woman of her neighbor, jewels of silver and jewels of gold." And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. Moreover, the man Moses was very great in the land of Egypt, in the sight of Pharaoh's servants, and in the sight of the people. And Moses said, "Thus saith the Lord, about the midnight will I go out into the midst of Egypt, and all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sitteth upon his throne, even unto the firstborn of the maidservant that is behind the mill, and all the firstborn of beasts. There shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, such as there was none like it, nor shall be like it any more. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that you may know now that the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. And all of these thy servants shall come down unto me, and bow down themselves unto me, saying, Get thee out, and all the people that follow thee, and after that I will go out. And he went out from Pharaoh in a great anger. And the Lord said unto Moses, Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that my wonders may be multiplied in the land of Egypt. And Moses and Aaron did all of these wonders before Pharaoh, and the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart so that he would not let the children of Israel go out of his land. Chapter 12, the beginning of the year changed. The Passover instituted, the rite of the Passover, the unleavened bread, the firstborn of Egypt are slain, Israelites are driven out of the land, ordinance of the Passover. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, In the 10th day of this month thou shalt take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for a house. And the household be too for, and if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto the house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make you count for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. You shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats, and you shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. And they shall take of it the blood, and strike it on two side posts of the upper door post of the house, wherein they shall eat it. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roasted with fire, and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Eat not of it raw, nor soddened at all with water, but roast with fire, his head with his legs, and with the pertinence thereof. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning. And that it remained until the morning he shall burn with fire. And thus shall you eat it, with your loins girded, and your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and you shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and shall smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast. And against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. And the blood shall be to you a token upon the houses where you are. And I will see the blood, I will pass over you. And the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you, when I smite the land of Egypt. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and you shall keep it in the feast to the Lord throughout your generations. You shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel. In the first day there shall be a holy convocation, and in the 7th day there shall be a holy convocation to you. No manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat, and that only may be done of you. And you shall observe the feast of unleavened bread, for it is the self-same day that I have brought you armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall you observe this day in your generation by an ordinance forever. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month of even, you shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month at even. 7 days shall there be no leaven found in your houses, for whoever eateth that which is leavened, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether he be a stranger or born in the land. You shall eat nothing leavened. In all of your habitations shall ye eat unleavened bread. Then Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said unto them, Draw out and take you a lamb according to your families, and kill the Passover. You shall take a bunch of hyssop, dip it into the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintel and the 2 side posts with the blood that is in the basin, and none of you shall go out of the door of this house until the morning. And the Lord shall pass through to smite the Egyptians, and when he seeth the blood upon the lintel and on the 2 side posts, the Lord shall pass over the door, and will not suffer the destroyer to come into your houses to smite you. That you shall observe this thing for an ordinance to thee and to thy sons forever. And it shall come to pass that ye be come to the land which the Lord will give you, according as he hath promised, that ye shall keep the service. And it shall come to pass that when your children shall say unto you, What mean ye by this service? That ye shall say, It is the sacrifice of the Lord's Passover, who passeth over the houses of the children of Israel in Egypt, that he smote the Egyptians and delivered our houses. And the people bowed the head and worshipped. And the children of Israel went away, and did as the Lord had commanded Moses and Aaron, so did they. And it came to pass that at midnight the Lord smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne, unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of cattle. Pharaoh rose up the night, he and his servants, and all the Egyptians, and there was a great cry in Egypt. There was not a house that there was not one dead. And he called for Moses and Aaron that night, and said, Rise up and get you forth from among my people, both ye and the children of Israel, and go and serve the Lord as you have said. Take your flocks, your herds, as you have said, and be gone, and bless me also. And the Egyptians were urgent upon the people that they might send them out of the land in haste, for they said, We'll be all dead men. And the people took their dough before it was leavened, their kneading troughs, being bound up in their clothes among their shoulders. And the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses, and they borrowed of the Egyptians jewels of silver, jewels of gold, and raiment. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them such things as they required, and they spoiled the Egyptians. And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramesses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot that were men besides children. And a mixed multitude went up also with them, and the flocks and the herds, and even very such cattle. And they baked unleavened cakes of dough, which they brought forth out of Egypt, for it was not leavened. Because they were thrust out of Egypt, they could not tarry, neither had they prepared for themselves any victual. And now the sojourning of the children of Israel who dwelt in Egypt was 430 years. And it came to pass that the end of the 430 years, even the selfsame day, it came to pass that all the hosts of the Lord went out from the land of Egypt. It is a night to be much observed unto the Lord for bringing them out of the land of Egypt. That is the night of the Lord to be observed of all of the children of Israel in their generations. And the Lord said unto Moses and Aaron, This is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall be no stranger eat thereof. But every man's servant that is brought for money, when thou hast circumcised him, then shall he eat thereof. A foreigner and an hired servant shall not eat thereof. In one house shall it be eaten, that thou shalt not carry forth out of the flesh abroad of the house, neither shall ye break a bone thereof. All the congregation of Israel shall keep it, and a stranger shall sojourn with thee, and will keep the Passover to the Lord. Let all his males be circumcised, and then let him come near and keep it, and he shall be as one that is born in the land. For no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof. One law shall be to him that is homeborn, and to the stranger that sojourneth among you. Thus did all the children of Israel, and the Lord commanded Moses and Aaron, so did they. And it came to pass the same self day that the Lord did bring the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt by their armies. Amen. Okay, to be continued. Love you guys. Have a great week. Stay cool. All right, bye-bye.